Welcome, welcome to the Sharp Club. So happy to have you here. It's a bit past 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Yes, you're saying, Larry, aren't you usually a 7 p.m. guy? You know it's Monday. Monday's a different day. It's special because I have deemed it so. So we actually go live instead at 9 p.m. because why not? Happy to have you guys here tonight. I appreciate it. We have a very special topic today. The topic is going to be kind of the idea of morality and individual or collectiveness and how do we deal with that in our society, specifically when it comes to industries that have exploded, recently with technology, things like camming and people, selling sex on Twitter or Instagram or thirst traps and all the cool things and cool words you've heard before. And I bring on a very interesting panel. I am bringing on someone who you've seen before here. He is a political commentator and he's host of the No Soundbites Allowed podcast. Personal friend of mine and friend of the show, the man himself, Michael Vass. How are you, sir?
Hello, everybody. I'm doing well, Larry. I'm always happy to be here with you. You don't know how excited I was when you told me this topic. And the funny thing is, since you told me about it, I've been rethinking my position. This should be fun.
Oh, I like that. Good. We're getting people to change already. Haven't even started. I love it. Also with me this evening is the one, the only, my friend, someone I've been in a podcast before with and impressed me tremendously. I follow her all the time. She's an internet content creator who actually may run for Congress. She is the self-described female Andrew Tate, the one, the only LeeAnn Star. How are you?
Hi. Good. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. And I guess one of the most important things I wanted to bring up right away that everybody knows, and that is clearly sex sells, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, sex sells. We know this for sure. But is it ethical? Is it okay for us to use sex to sell a different message, right? I know, LeeAnn, you're that's one of the things you do, right? You use your sexuality to talk about political issues, important things. But I gotta say, it does work, right? People do pay attention.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
then
the solution to everything, but I try to put like a comic twist on it, though. I don't like take it too serious. If you do it like too serious, then it looks, I don't know, it looks really.
What do you mean by that? Tell me what you mean by that. What do you mean by taking it too seriously?
I just think it's like in a joking way. I'm not like too. I just joke around a lot. Comedy helps me deal with everything, but
sure,
I feel like you could tell more truth through comedy, but if you add like boobs, and it just works better. So maybe someone that wouldn't watch it would stay just because I'm saying like really weird shit and my boobs are out and I don't know.
It's Michael, different. Does it? My worry here is what she's saying, right? Here's my worry, Michael. You're a commentator. Now, she's going to say something and try to push an agenda that she feels is important, talk about an issue that matters to her. If she's got her boobs out, people are going to notice, but does it take something away from the message or no?
Well, it's one of the things I notice and why I've been looking through. I've seen your Twitter, LeeAnn, and some of the things that you've said in your messages. And I notice it sounds the premise. Everyone thinks, oh, well, you're sitting there in like a G-string bikini talking about something. That's not what I found.
No.
Was it a little provocative? Yes. But was there a message being said there? Absolutely. And it was a solid message. And in fact, your Twitter is more tame than what I can go to Univision and see on almost any day of the week. And the same thing on certain Japanese programs. I can go to when I lived in Russia. I mean, Russia has topless newscasters. Okay. So, the question is, we're talking about America. So for America, is it provocative?
Yes.
Yes. Is that bad? Well, first of all, I believe in individuality. Anyone should be, any adult should be able to present their ideas in whatever way they want to. And sex sells. We know that. And as much as people go, oh, no. You look at half the commercials, more than half the commercials on TV, soap operas, movies, you name it, sex sells. So I don't
But
have
you
a
just
problem
made
with
up
that.
something important, though. You just said
Yeah.
adult, right?
That's the key.
Critical piece. However, to be forward with you, my worry is that gray zone, right? I'm a 19-year-old boy, right? And I see LeeAnn or someone else. Am I going to start thinking, I got a shot, right? Am I going to start thinking that? I'm 19. See what's going to happen. LeeAnn's going to realize I'm her man, and we're going to get married and go off to a castle in Scotland. Then I'm going to kill a dragon, and I'm going to be the hero of the story. And right, I'm the hero of the story. Is that a problem? Look, if not that older men couldn't also be fooled, but generally speaking, guys like you and I, we're not thinking LeeAnn loves us, right? But does a 19-year-old
No,
think
not
LeeAnn
with
loves
me.
you?
I tell them that's not what I'm here for. Like, I'm not gonna hang out with you. I just not who, like, I don't do that. That's why, like, my whole thing with porn is probably different than what people would expect me to think, because I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't know.
Right.
See, I didn't get a chance to see your OnlyFans. Is it titillation or is it what
I mean, I
people would call
do
porn?
stuff, like, I do shows and things like that. Not as much now than I did, but they're still up there. I just don't have a problem with being nude. Like, no one's touching me. Like, I'm by myself. I don't meet people. I never have. I've never slept with people for money. I don't sleep with anyone. Like, I'm not like that. I think it's a bad idea to have all kinds of partners. I think it's not good for women to do. It's not, especially if you're not naturally like that and these people are trying to convince you, like, you're just going to get more depressed. So, like, looking and touching are very different for me. Like, no one's touching me, so I don't really care if people are looking at me, especially because I lived in LA and I feel like modeling there was worse than working in a strip club, than doing what I do now. And the girls there, like, they want you to sleep with people, like you're basically property, and I just don't like that. So I feel like that was worse actually, that than just doing, even dancing in a club. Like, no one's touching me, and it was like
You're bringing
fun.
up something now, LeeAnn.
Yeah.
You're bringing another line, right? The first line I talked about with Michael just now was age, but I'm going to talk in a second. We have two lines I want to talk about, and that is, at what point did you, in your mind, and this I'm asking you in your opinion, do you go too far, right? Is too far a partner in it with you in the room, even if it's your own romantic partner, not like some random partner, but it's a partner who you've chosen, you a partner in your show? Is that too far? Is it random people? Is it what makes it in your eyes too far?
Just I wouldn't do porn, or I'm just me on OnlyFans. Like, I don't do anything with anyone, so I don't think that I would do that. And if I had a partner that was uncomfortable with it, I would just stop doing it because I don't care. Like, it's not a big deal. So
I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. I meant, what's too far for the messaging?
Oh, the messaging.
My question was bad. I apologize. Let me change my question.
Okay.
What I meant to say, which I said very poorly, I apologize. I meant to say, at what point does someone say, you know what, LeeAnn's message doesn't matter anymore? At what point does she go so far to where I don't care what she's saying? I just want to watch her with, this person who I want to watch her with. I don't care what her politics are. At what point do your politics become muddied or irrelevant?
No, I don't like. I still don't understand like, do I do this, like, use politics to make more money? No.
Okay.
I don't really, like, I do mention it, but it's not like, I don't care about that. I just wouldn't. Like, I'm actually, whatever I say, I, like, believe it. I don't say things I don't believe, and I'm not gonna change for money. Like, I don't give a shit. I couldn't do that, like, change my beliefs just to fit, like, to make more money. Like a grift, I can't do it.
So let me ask you, Michael, is there a point to where, if you had seen certain things, would you have started to go, okay, this isn't real? Is there a point where it goes too far?
It's so hard. See, I'm a grown man. I'm a grown man looking at this, so I have a very different perspective. And now we have to say this for everyone out there. In this discussion, let's put aside the concept that porn is horrendous and evil, and it makes more money. Porn in 1 year makes more money than all of Hollywood put together in 5 years. So I know no one's watching porn, but it makes more money than everyone. So let's throw that out the window for a moment.
No, it's all LeeAnn.
Yeah.
She is responsible for all of it. It's all her.
Fantastic. I hope so. And I don't have a problem with you making money. Here's my thing. The thing that I would say is probably too far initially. The first fear I would have is children. That's my problem. Okay. Kids getting online and getting access to something that they don't understand enough, especially in the environment we're in today, where they're being flooded with all these ideas, whether it be trans, whether it be gay, whether it be straight, how to be a man, what's toxic as a woman.
Oh, yes.
Whether you can call yourself they, them, z, zer, goddess, whatever it is they come up with, whether they want to be a toaster. And that's real. People actually out there saying, no, I'm a toaster. I'm not even a human being. And then you add into this, as their hormones are going for some kid, and I'm talking about, 12 to 17. You're 18, you're an adult. I don't care. 12 to 17. And that kid's got all these hormones going. They've got all these messages telling them that you're not normal being you, and you can't figure it out. And then they run into, and I saw a study that was just recently released about 6 days ago, that about 73% of kids between the ages of 10 and 17 have run into porn at least once. About 40% of the kids in that age range have been watching porn about once a week. And it was remarkably young men, trans and gay people, about 42% of the time, each of those groups are getting ideas and learning about sex from porn. And mind you, only 27% believe that porn is real sex, but yet 46 of them are going to porn to find out about sex. My concern is, and maybe you see this, LeeAnn, maybe you address this somehow. I don't know. I haven't seen your OnlyFans. Not because you're not a lovely woman. I just don't do that. But my concern is there's something happening, and I don't know that sex workers see that. I don't know that the industry is seeing that. I don't know that the public is really aware.
Well, the reason why I want to bring this up is you again, we've got lines I'm trying to draw, which are so hard to draw. Sex work is massive, right? Sex work isn't just porn. It is porn, but it's also, sleeping with people. It's also not sleeping with people. It's also stripping. It's also cam work. It is so many things. So it's
some of those things I don't agree with.
I'm just saying it's so many things, right? Yeah. And people want it. Like you said, sex work is work. People want it. They want to pay for it. Whether it is actual intercourse or not, people do want to pay for it constantly. I know many people who make a living off of, in some way, sex work. And many times it's not even intercourse.
No.
Right? It's other things.
Yeah, so, I don't know that many people that do, though, like who escort and things like that. I don't really
I know
them. So I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. I guess you can't really tell adults what to do. But the kid thing, I've been trying to get Pornhub because I had a profile on there, which I took most of it down because I have to write to them to tell them to take it off, and they never wrote me back. So I took most of it off because I've been bugging them for years, like to put an age restriction, like anything. You have to pay $1. It's not a big deal. You could pay $1 and then use it as usual. At least it will be something in place. And because if I can't go in a gas station and look at a magazine with boobs in it, why can they just get on the computer and just, it's right there, like the most vile shit too. Like I don't look at porn anymore because the shit that just comes up on their front pages is so disgusting. There's like animals, and I am not okay with that, dude. Like that is sick, and I just don't even watch it anymore because it's so weird and extreme that like it's.
I have two kids, right? I have two kids. One is older, 19, and one is younger, 13. And both of my girls, when they came up, I didn't stop them from internet at all. I made no attempt to stop them because I figured that even if I tried to stop them, somebody else would show them anyway. To your point, man, right? The boys
like
in school, the girls
unavoidable.
in school. Yes, unavoidable. So I tried to explain, talk, be open. And in general, my girls didn't do that much, right? They relative to their peer group, right? I mean, all of the kids, to Michael's point, all of the kids are exposed, right?
Yeah.
My girls far less voluntarily than many of the others, because I didn't make it a big deal. When they popped up, I explained it, we talked about it, and they thought it was dumb and boring and moved off and did other things. And they found it too. But with your point about animals and such, I'm tell you a horrible story. My girls initially found porn through looking for cartoons. And there was cartoon porn of the things they wanted to look
weird
as
too.
kids.
Oh yeah, Japanese hentai.
Yes.
Japanese
I know
Terrible.
people like that, but that's weird to me.
Horrible. I hate it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Maybe I'm an old man. I don't know. But when I was a kid, that didn't exist, right? And I was like, wait a minute. So you're looking for some cool little kid story thing, and then you got porn. Oh my God. So my girls voluntarily took the kids' versions of the things. They put their actual, like most kids don't, they lie about their age. My kids actually put their real age because they wanted it to. Yes.
Well, I feel like the stricter the parents, the more outlandish shit that kids do. Like in my experience with people I know, like the stricter their parents were, they were the wildest kids, like wild, doing wilder shit than, like, I did have free reign like you let your kids do, and I didn't care about it because it was I could if I wanted to, but I didn't really care to, because who cares? Like, if you're not forbidding me from this thing, then why do I care about it? Especially when you're a kid.
Funny. There was when I was a kid in high school, we had a all girls Catholic school. That was a high school that we had, and all the boys wanted to date the Catholic girls because they knew they were all. Yes. So all the boys, we didn't want to date the girls in the public school. They were like the regular girls. We wanted to go date the girls who were all locked up. We thought we wanted them.
Dude, my dad sent me to an all-girls Catholic school for not even a month because he took me out of a public school because I was getting in trouble. Dude, it was so much worse there.
Yes.
So much worse. There's like, we were in 10th grade and they were like blowing lines in the bathroom. I didn't even know like what that was then. I was like, wow, dude, like, what is this? I was like, okay, no.
Well, here's something. And I know Dave Davis mentioned something I'm going to mention as well, that actually, Larry, hentai and the cartoon porn, that's always existed. Back when we were kids, I know people look at me and go, oh my God, how ancient is that? Not as long as you think. But it was always there. It's not just Fritz the cat, but the thing is, the morality has changed from, say, the 70s, 80s, and 90s to what we see in 2010, 2020. You can go back literally 10 years ago, and 2/3 of the things we see and are available to kids today and adults didn't exist, either because of, to an extent, because of technology, but that's not really it. It's because now we accept it and it's okay. And more importantly, you have to accept it because someone else said it's normal now. Think about pedophiles as a great example. Slightly, it's completely different than what you do, LeeAnn. But pedophiles, 1970s up to 2015-ish, absolutely evil. No one liked it. It was horrible. It was a crime. Everyone wanted to punish it. Somewhere between 2015 and roughly 2020, they suddenly went from pedophiles to MAPS, minor attracted persons. And today, you're supposed to accept them as part of LGBTQ. They're normal, and what they do is normal. Again, we've
no. A minor. I got to make a little shift here. There's a nuance that matters. It's not what they do is normal. It's how they feel is. Their actions are still bad and illegal, but their feelings. That's the nuance here.
I have no nuance. Okay. You're just wrong. I have no nuance.
I'm not saying you're right. I'm just saying how it is proposed. That's all I'm saying.
I understand. And for me, and I think for most people that I've encountered of every type and everything in America and around the world, no, I don't care what the nuance they're trying to put on it. The answer is no. But that's the thing. They're adding nuances and saying, well, it's different, it's different, it's different, it's different. And then suddenly it's normal and your kid's now in this. My concern, LeeAnn, is in the industry. And you tell me from your experience in the industry, you're mentioning some of the trouble you're having with Pornhub. As a creator, they're taking it against your wishes, how they distribute your product. What's the answer? Because I'm concerned, my biggest concern isn't you and how you're presenting yourself. In fact, like I said, I've seen your content on Twitter. I think it's a unique marketing method. Fantastic. You're a grown adult. Go for it. I wish you success. I'm worried about the kids. That's the biggest thing that keeps coming back to me is like, can I live with it? Can I not live with it? The kids, every time. That's where I'm hitting that deal breaker. And
so
people try and normalize it.
I mean, I'm reiterating what you're saying, LeeAnn. Do you think there's an answer here?
I don't know. There's a lot of girls that will promote OnlyFans and like basically grooming. There's all these videos. Brittany Venti was talking about it the other day, and I don't agree with that. Like, first of all, they're lying a lot. Like, you're not going to be a millionaire from it. That is like the exception to the rule. The reality is, because I talk to girls every day, they end up making $50 over 3 months, losing their boyfriend, their family. Everyone's mad at them for nothing. So these girls are lying to get them to use their referral links and all this shit. I tell them the truth because I know
hold on. No, I got to walk this down my audience real fast because they're not going to get what you just said. What you're saying is, yes, my audience is not going to get this. I got to do a little background for this. So what you're saying is there are girls now who are basically trying to groom other girls into going into this field, and they're using affiliate programs to where as they go into these fields, the person bring them in gets a cut, almost like a pyramid scheme or a plan like that. Yeah. And then so they're promising, hey, go ahead, Jane. You'll do this. You'll be a millionaire.
And they're literally saying, like, when you turn 18, you should sign up. Like, that is grooming. That's gross. Like, what are you doing? I don't recommend that people do it, but I also know that I can't talk them out of it. I don't want kids to see it. I want them shielded from that for as long as possible. Like, even if I'm on Twitch, I know that that's like a kid-friendly site. It's supposed to be. I'm not going to be dressed like that and doing squats or sitting in a hot tub. Like, that's weird to me. Like, there's kids on there. I know that there is. Now, if a kid, they probably can't get my OnlyFans because you have to pay money, and I would hope not, but I know that they could take their parents' credit card. I can't really help that, but if I can help it on a site where it's not supposed to be on there, then I'm not gonna do that. That's weird to me. Like, I just talk to them like in reality, like the reality of the situation. Like, you shouldn't strive to do this. It's not like, it's not all glamorous. They leave out all the dark shit, and I tell them the dark shit because I've seen all that shit ruin way more people than enrich their lives. Like, it got me out of a really bad home situation. That's why I started, but it's how you carry yourself, and it's just so oversaturated now anyway. Like, you're not even going to make that much money. They're lying, and it's so sexual and overdone. I wish people would just like go on MTV and read a Bible passage. Honestly, that would be more shocking to me than seeing them walking around assless chaps and shit. Like, that's so boring and overdone now, the sexual shit. I'm like, I'd rather watch Amish.
So now the exciting thing is the exciting thing now is going on MTV and reading Bible passages.
Yeah, that would be more controversial now.
What else is left?
Yeah, exactly. Like, that would be more controversial than what they have on there. Like, it's just so overdone, and they're like sexualizing everything to a point where people are just going to be sick of it because it's not shocking. You've done this all over and over and over. Like, it's just boring now. Like, it's just the same shit. Like, over and over.
If I could, I got to do a little bit of admin if I could, guys. A little bit of admin. Guys, if you remember, you are watching the Sharp Club. I'm so happy that you are. If you want to super chat, you can. You can super chat on Larry Sharp YouTube if you want to. Feel free. If you are watching on Twitter, please do me a favor. retweet this right now. Like if you're watching on Twitter, please just retweet this so people can see it. We have to get past the algorithms, as LeeAnn has mentioned. I am also shadow banned. Mike's been shadow banned for like forever. I don't know if he even knows how to be regular.
Me too.
Because he's always been shadow banned. I don't know if he ever knows how. So please, if you want to, please retweet this if you don't mind. We've all been shadow banned or still are. Please do that and click that like button. If you're watching, you haven't clicked like button, that means you hate me. Please don't hate me. Click the like button. I don't hate you. Don't hate me. Click the like button. It does matter. Lastly, please follow the people who are here. LeeAnn Star, please follow her on Twitter at Lee. And if you're listening, it's LeeAnn Star 23. That's the number 23 on Twitter. And follow Mike if you would. MV as in Victor, MV Consult. Please follow them. They've been good enough to come here. I hope you'll be good enough to follow them. So yes, I did do some admin real fast, guys. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. I want to mention something because you just brought it up, LeeAnn, and I know someone, I think Jester Jamie is like, wow, this is a very important topic. Yeah, this is a bigger topic than a lot of people think it is.
Yes.
Or what I think some people were expecting it to be more silly. No, this is serious.
Right.
And I appreciate that we can have a serious conversation. So thank you, Larry. Thank you, LeeAnn, for that. LeeAnn, you mentioned the dark side of it. I think this is another part that a lot of people don't hear about. I saw on your Twitter, and this is really one of the things that, like I said to Larry, I've been looking back and forth trying to figure out my way about this topic. You're talking about human trafficking, which I bring it down to, it's very simple. It's slavery. Human trafficking, child trafficking, sexual trafficking, it's slavery. We just made it nice for people to say because they don't like the word, because they think of America 1800s. It is what it is. It's slavery. It's just the modern day slavery. And you're talking about it. You're actually talking about how to help kids about that. I think you deserve credit for that. I thought it was rather impressive that you put that out there and that you even talked about it. Do you get blowback in the industry about saying that? Because it seems to be a component, at least to some extent, in the industry.
Yeah, no. And if I did, I'd tell them to fuck off. Like, I don't care. No, I don't really care about, like, I'm not actually friends with a lot of people in the industry because I kind of just do my own thing. I'm just here. I take pictures myself, and I don't really, but when I was dancing, that's how I got involved with trafficking, because I seen it like up close in my face. Like I helped girls. So I like seen it firsthand. I also seen it in Tijuana, which was like the first time I ever encountered it, which blew my mind and probably changed my life because I just didn't realize what was going on in the world. I was pretty young, and I went down there and realized that there's children prostituting, and yeah, it was crazy. I probably should be dead, but what I did down there, but whatever. Yeah,
We've all been through a few things in Tijuana. Yes, I've been there. Larry, I'm sure you've been there. When
I haven't. Yeah, when I was stationed out there. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yes, I was stationed at Pendleton, so that's kind of a rule.
I was out.
Those of you don't know, Camp Pendleton is a Marine base. Michael knows he's a Marine. He knows that. But I was stationed at Pendleton. You go to Tijuana, that's what you do.
Yeah, I was out in 29 Palms. The stumps.
There we go. Absolutely, same thing. Yes. So
it's pretty crazy.
No, I think that the piece that I'm going to bring up again, it's kind of what we just talking about, and that is, at what point, what age is the young age, right? In my view, now this is just my view. I don't think anyone should be in porn until you're at least 21. That's my personal view. I think people should be able to have a chance at trying to find a job, going to school, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But how the hell do you legislate that? How do you make that a law? How do you
can't.
Yeah, that's my problem. Like
that's why I just tell them the truth. I just try to talk to them, and I tell them, just give it a while. Don't. I have someone that I know I have a few people that I know that do porn, but there's someone that is young, and she started doing it young, and she's so mentally fucked up now. They end up doing things that they would never do because they think they're going to be the next Riley Reid or Lana Rhodes, and that doesn't happen. So then they do all of these things and for nothing. Like they're no one still, you don't know who they are. And I'm like, dude, you just should not, it's not a good idea. It's just not. Sleeping with random people you don't know, doing all this nasty shit that you wouldn't normally do is not a good idea. It's not. I would never do it, but I've been asked to do porn so many times since I turned 18 and I always said no. Like just not for me. So I can't sleep with people unless I really, really feel something, which like never happens. So yeah, I just can't do it. I don't recommend it. It's not a good idea.
I got a question then. Is the answer that we can't legislate out over 21 because you're an adult. You're
correct.
Absolutely adult. Even at 18, you can't say anything because if you can vote, if you can go to war,
absolutely,
and join the military, you should be able to.
No,
do anything.
I was not advocating for law. I was just saying what I thought was correct. How do you make that happen?
But it's important because I mean, they tried it in '96, they tried it in '98, in 2007. There was law about that. They're talking about it right now. I'm a very conservative man. I know many people in the conservative circles that would love to get rid of porn, and I understand their reasoning, but the reality is you're not getting rid of porn.
That's what I say all the
time. It's been around as long as human beings have.
It's not reality. They have to, if you actually want to make change, I tell this to like really hardcore conservatives because they're very judgmental and they're like, it needs banned. And I'm like, dude, that's great and all, but that's never going to happen. So you need to look at it realistically. Prostitution is the oldest profession for a reason. I talk to them about real shit that happens when you do this. And if you have girls that are in porn, like I think Candace Owens just interviewed one. I don't know her name. She's like a reverend now. Like you need to talk to girls like that. Even Lana Rhoades has come out against porn. She did all this shit that she wished she never did. And she's like the top girl still, and she doesn't even do it anymore. But if she spoke to girls and was truthful and not lie, they don't tell them the dark shit that happens. Even stripping, like at least stripping is, for me, like these girls that do OnlyFans, like your stuff is going to be on the internet forever. Yes. I already knew that. I took that into consideration. But when I started, I was dancing, but I also already had a job in oil and gas, and they knew what I did. Like they know I was honest about it. They know. So I have that career. These girls don't. They're putting their pictures out there. They haven't even established anything in life. They're like 18 and you're just jumping into this for what? Like you didn't even give yourself a chance to do something more. Like you can just, like you just have to tell them the truth. And I do, because I've seen it ruin so many of my friends that are dead because they end up on drugs because they don't make money. They become alcohol. Like there's a lot of bad things. It's really how you carry yourself. And I just wasn't into that. Like
I feel like
lifestyle. I party, but not like that. Like, I don't know.
And if I understand what you're telling me, what I'm hearing is you're saying we need to actually shine a brighter light on this, not a dimmer light, but a brighter light.
Trying to hide it makes them want to do it more.
Light on it so that women or young girls even will have more of an opportunity to go, you know what, this is not what I want to do. Or some will go in with their eyes open and be like, you know what, I'm good with this. This is how I want to make my money. I want to pay my bills this way. I'm good. I'm going to go in. They know what they're getting.
They should know everything.
This would help is I think this takes some of the trafficking away, right? If it becomes open and legal, I feel like there's less trafficking. Am I wrong on this?
I don't know. I kind of see that. I feel like it might be more safe for women that do it, like disease wise and everything. If there's like some sort of, because you can't tell grown people who to sleep with and if they're going to get money, or like, it's like really dicey water. Like, I don't think they should, but that, like, who am I? They're not going to listen to me. So I think if there was something, maybe it's never going to quit trafficking. Trafficking makes way too much money. It's way easier to steal people and force them to do it, so you make all profit in the end. So that's never going to go away. I got into this with another podcast I was on, Carrie, talking about it because I made a video like years ago that they took down Backpage, and I was like, that was a mistake, because that's where I found girls that otherwise no one's looking for them. And it didn't stop trafficking. It's actually worse. And now it's spread out. There's a lot of stings from Backpage that help people, and families would look, because if you're 18 and the cops just don't have the resources or don't care, they won't help you. So they're just lost. So at least there, they are dumb enough and do post their pictures. And there was a lot of stings with, like, I've worked with cops from that, and then they took it down, and now it's spread out everywhere, and people don't have that. It was kind of like a lifeline. And now it's gone.
So hold on, you're telling me government stepped in and it got worse?
Yeah, and no, they took it down, and now trafficking is worse. Anyway,
I'm totally teasing you, LeeAnn. That's literally my entire shtick for my entire life.
Now it's worse.
Government got involved, it got worse. Yes.
Yeah.
But we got to look at the other side of it too, because we also have, and I think this is the biggest problem, LeeAnn, you can tell me if I'm wrong here because you deal with this more than I do. Is the left in their pursuit right now that everything is okay, everything is normal, everything should be promoted, and you should do it, and we should let people do it as young as possible. You're 6, chop off your genitals, and you're 12, you want to have sex with a grown adult, you should be able to. What was it in California? They have that 10-year. If you're within 10 years, 10 years of someone, it's not illegal. They just passed this. It was December, as I recall, December 22. They passed the law that if you are within 10 years, so if you theoretically, and it's meant for someone who's 18 dating someone who's like 15, but they said 10 years. So literally you could be 18 and date someone who's 8. You could be 22 dating someone who's 12. The law is, they're creating these ideas. And where does it come from? California. Where's one of the wokest spots on the earth? California. I mean, it's California, New York, and Disney. There you go. So the problem is everyone's so focused on the right because we're so vocal about this. And they're so vocal to the extreme of it can't exist ever, even though that's not a reality. But we've got the left that are running in and saying, okay, they're going to get rid of it forever. Instead of that, we're going to let you do anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Which one's going to appeal to teenagers? And that's there you go.
When you make it so black and white, when you only give 2 choices, I get why you'd pick the other one, right? Because, if you only give them 2, that's going to be better than ban everything. So I guess that's why they would do it. But I think what we're talking about is not having only those 2, right? And trying to have an actual solution to this versus just going, well, it's one or the other, right?
Yeah, I realize it's never going to get banned. It's just not going to happen. So I just try to tell them the truth and steer them in another direction. Or, I mean, you just have to have like your head on straight, and it's all how you carry yourself. And unfortunately, they just get lost in the money. I mean, I feel like you probably don't make as much money on OnlyFans. Honestly, it's so oversaturated. I don't even know why they bother. Now it's like all the girls I talk to that regret it, they regret it. They don't make anything, and they like did all this, and it's probably out there for free. They steal it and all this shit. So they did it for nothing, and it's just not worth it, especially right now. It's so oversaturated. And
well, I want to make a separate piece here, right? You brought up a point where you said a lot of these girls who are doing this, they are losing their families, losing their boyfriends, right? They're losing other social connections, which I am very much worried about, right? I'm worried about not just the girls, of course, right?
Yeah.
I know men do it too. I don't want to be sexist in this. Men do it also, but it's far more women than it is men, right? And most of the people who are paying for it or watching, most of them are men. Obviously, women do it too, but most are men. My worry is now, if I'm watching Jane Doe, whoever is the appropriate woman, am I now also, as the male, losing my connections to my family or to a girlfriend that I have, or a girlfriend that I never get?
Oh, it definitely could happen.
That I never find, right?
Yeah, it definitely happens. There's like that guy that killed his family to give this cam girl like $250,000 and like killed his family. I mean, that is
tell me this story.
insane
No.
to me.
Tell me this story.
I didn't hear about that.
Tell
It
me
was
this story.
not that long ago. I don't remember his name or anything, but he murdered his family and he spent like 200 or 250 grand on this cam girl, which they say her name and everything. I just can't remember. I read so much stuff, but maybe someone in chat or something knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, he like murdered his family to like take money and give it to this girl that he has never met. But see, this is also my problem. Like, I get being nice to guys and stuff, which I am, but I'm always very honest. Like, I'm not dating you. I don't want you to spend your last money on me if you don't have food or something. Like, come on, man. Like, don't do that. But like, I don't want that weird, like, I'll have a parasocial relationship with people, but it's normal. It's not like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to lead people on, because that's what gets you in trouble, man. You get these crazy people and I don't want people ruining their lives because of me, like spending money like that they don't have and like losing stuff. Like, that's weird to me. Like, I don't want you to do that. Like, you can healthily, support people that you like and stuff, but you don't have to like get so lost in it that you're not even a person anymore and you're like living for this person on a screen. It's just not wise decision for anything, porn or otherwise, like random streamers.
So then if we talk about the idea of getting the girls, talking about girls getting into this, right? Selling sex, that kind of thing. What about the boys?
Gay men.
Right? What
gay
about
men? I know. I
don't mean that. No. I didn't mean that. I meant the viewers.
Yeah, the viewers.
I meant that. The viewers. Like, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. I'm not being clear. I'm yapping. I'm not being clear. I apologize, Mike. Thanks for clarifying. What I meant was, now the boys or the men who are watching, right, who are doing this, aren't they also paying? I mean, the Johns, I guess, side of it, if that makes any sense, right? Isn't this an issue too? I mean, the problem is, if sex sells, which it does, people will still want to use it for all types of things. And not every woman is going to be as ethical as you, if that makes any sense, LeeAnn.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to be like, hey, if this guy wants to sell his car and walk to work so he can give me $100,000, okay. This guy wants to get rid of his house and divorce his wife so he can give me 50 grand. Good.
Oh my God, I would never. Oh my God, never.
So you're going to have that, right?
Well, I was just about to. Go ahead. I was going to ask
I just
you a
don't
question.
think you should do that. And people have a very big problem with that now, especially after, I mean, it was bad before COVID, but I mean, I don't know. They're so wrapped up in social media and stuff, like, especially the younger people, they don't even know life without it, and it's so toxic because they do lose the human connection, and they think like this behind a screen, and that they're the only ones that this person is talking to like them, when that's just not the case. And then they get mad if, they find out otherwise, and they're going crazy. And I don't know. I don't also think that you should be leading people on. Like, I get it, flirting, but I mean, there's some people that just take it to the extreme, and then they wonder why these people get crazy. I mean, look what you're telling them. You're basically making them feel like they're in this relationship with you and it's only them, and, oh, well, just give me more money or do this. And they think it's funny. It's the same with girls at the strip club. They would give their number out to dudes and, oh, he's going to take me shopping. I'm like, he is going to want something for that. He's not just going to take you shopping for no reason or do all of this. He wants something. Like, I would never do that, man. Like, I see you there, dance, and bye. You go home, I go home. Like, I don't want any of that. And people these days, there's girls on TikTok like bragging about messaging guys and making them pay for text message and then never meeting them, like on these sugar daddy sites. I'm like, you are going to get one of these girls killed doing this.
Yes.
He's going to want something. He's not going to give you 10 grand for a picture of your feet for no reason. No, they're making it sound like
he's going to go nuts and do something stupid that
I know
everyone's going to
two girls
regret.
that it happened. There was like a girl that worked at the club with me, and this guy waited for her and beat the shit out of her and raped her. She almost died. Like, you cannot be telling girls to do this shit. Like, it's dangerous for one, and you're lying.
Side of this, though. Mike, go ahead. I
wanted to ask you, and you kind of answered it for me, but I wanted to ask you because, by the way, the guy you were talking about, $200,000. The guy's name is Grant Amato. It was in Florida in 2019. People can look
There
it
we
up
go.
for themselves.
Hold on. Patty gave us that. He says Grandma's addiction to live streaming porn site
thanks.
let him just steal from and then murder 3 family members is what I found. Thank you, Patty.
Yeah. Thank you, Patty. I
That's
also looked
insane.
it up, and I do the research as we go. But it kind of makes me wonder, how many times have you heard about, LeeAnn, how many times you've heard about where someone is making that $10,000, that $50,000, that whatever this annual salary of some people as a donation, and then they want, obviously they're going to have an expectation. I mean, have you run into that? And was that, and is that common? Are girls trying for that? And
have I ever had that happen to me?
yeah,
No, I don't ever give them that. I don't want that issue. Like, I don't want to lie. I don't lie about anything. I just don't want that on my conscience. I can't remember lies, and I don't want to like lead them on like that, because that's not my intention. I just want to entertain you, and that's it. I don't have any other motivation. But I honestly, they're gonna want something. Okay, that just doesn't happen. All the girls like normal in a strip club, like online, it might be different. Okay, like Belle Delphine, she makes a lot of money. Amaranth makes a lot of money. But like normal girls who don't have millions of followers are not making that money. So yeah, they can do that. And dudes don't expect anything. They're like practically celebrities. So of course they don't. They might get crazy ones that think that they're in a relationship or stalk them, which happens. But I mean, like the normal girls that are going on like sugar daddy sites, this is heavily promoted on TikTok. It was anyway before I got banned. And they would tell girls like, oh, you can just message them and lead them on and say that you'll meet them and make them send you money. And this shit, I'm like, you're going to get someone killed, because they are going to want something. You aren't like some celebrity that, oh, well, you're a celebrity, so they know it's not going to happen. No, you're a normal chick in a normal town. Like, no, they're going to believe you. And you're going to get one of these girls killed
because you can't afford security.
Hmm?
You can't afford security. They can come find you.
No, and I'm like, that's not, they think you're a normal girl. They don't look at you as like some celebrity e-girl. You're a girl telling them that you want to meet them. Like, no, dude, don't do that.
Right.
And plus they're lying anyway. No dude is going to give you 15 grand for a picture of your feet. Not even 2 grand. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. It's a lie. Like, no, maybe if you're Belle Delphine, sure. Maybe, because she's a big celebrity online and she has like a weird marketing thing and she's like a meme. So yeah, but not some chick sitting in Cincinnati in her room, dude. It's just not going to happen. He's going to want something from you.
Go ahead, Mike. You had something else you want to say.
But let me follow that up then. So in your experience, but is it more common and less dangerous, or the same amount of danger and I saw it on Twitter, a couple of other cam girls, e-girls were on, and they were a couple of them were bragging about the fact that they had business owners who were feeding them, taking them to dinner, buying them groceries, little things. We're talking now we're talking $50, $100, $500. Some of them from business owners like, oh, you're just coming to my restaurant to eat for free.
Yeah.
Is that any safer? Is that more common?
I mean, that is common. I guess it's only safe if like, who is this dude? Like, who is the business owner? Like, he could be fine. There are people like that for sure. It just depends how creepy he's being and what they're saying and what they're like. Are you telling him you're going to do something more, or are you just saying, hey, I'll come eat in your restaurant and I'll like promote it and I can eat here for free, that kind of thing?
Okay.
Or is it like, hey, we're gonna date? Like, are you leading him down that road or not? Because he could get fucking crazy and beat the shit out of you.
What you're saying, LeeAnn, if it's a marketing agreement, it's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's not that, it's different. I
mean, it just depends what she's telling him and what he wants. So
I want to walk down that road, right, for a second, because I want to go on the opposite side. We've talked about the negative pieces to this.
Yeah.
But there's a positive piece too, which is, look, I'll give you 2 positive pieces. One is your story and one is another story. Your story being you use it to your advantage to get your name out, to be more popular. You're not leading people on. That's a good story. And then it's a second story. Women particularly, some men also, but women particularly, who are in a bad spot. And they use sex work to get themselves into a better spot. Patty brings up, she says, I know, there we go. I know 2 women who stripped during summers to support themselves while in college. One became a lawyer, another runs a company.
Oh my
Neither
God, one
regrets
of
it.
my stripper friends, she's a doctor and she has like 3 practices.
There we go.
So it just that's what I said. It depends how you carry yourself and what you're in it for. Like I partied and stuff, but that wasn't like my main, like, I don't know. I like dancing and I had fun there until I quit because like a lot of girls became addicted to drugs and it was really hard to make money when these girls would do anything because they were addicted to drugs. Then I was not going to do that. And so it just wasn't fun anymore. But I mean, it just really depends. Like I wanted to get out of my home situation and I
Yep.
did. And I just have fun doing it. And I got to move away from my neighborhood because I was going down a bad road. Like I was selling drugs and
But
hanging
that's
out
my
with people,
point.
like murdering people and shit. And I'm
Isn't
like, all right, I
this
gotta leave. So
what I'm saying here is, I think that's my point, right? Isn't
yeah.
there a strength in having a vibrant sex worker industry to allow women to be able to get out and do the work? Like generally speaking, when men are in trouble, they rely on force in some way, either physically doing a job like digging ditches or something, or
Mhm.
going to the black market and becoming an enforcer, or doing something physical, generally speaking, when men are in trouble, right? If it's black market, they want them going to jail. If it's not black market, they're busting their rump in like construction or something like that. They're doing a lot of physical hard labor.
Mhm.
Women, when they're in trouble, tend to go towards sex in some way, whether it's stripping or even down the road of actual, prostitution or anything like that. They tend to go down that road. And sometimes that's what saves their lives, right? Sometimes that's the right answer. Not every time, obviously.
Mhm.
So isn't there some value to that? Am I wrong here? Michael, go ahead. I know you're
Well, before I answer your question, I think there's an essential question that I meant to ask earlier.
okay.
What's sex work? What does that mean? It's one of
Mhm.
those new terms that are being used that came out of the woke left
Yeah.
that I really don't understand, and no one has ever really bothered to tell me. Because when I think sex, honestly, and no disrespect, LeeAnn, the first time I heard sex work, first
Mhm.
thing I came to my mind, prostitute.
Prostitute.
It's prostitution.
Yeah,
That's
me
the first
too.
thing.
I don't like it. Like when you say sex work, to me, that's a prostitute. Like you're selling yourself on the corner, online, like back page, or like you're sleeping with people. That's why some people call me like a porn star because I have an OnlyFans, but like a porn star takes meat. I don't do that. Like I feel like to be called a porn star, you have to be like banging people, and
Mhm.
it's just me. So I don't really like I get naked and stuff, but I think a porn star is a porn star that's having sex on camera, and a sex worker is someone that sells their body and has sex with Johns and men or whoever. Like sex work to me, they're putting it all under this stupid umbrella, like how they do with the LGBT. Like, no, we're not going to do that because that's not what it means. Like for everything. And that's just a weird term. I don't like it. I don't call myself a sex worker because to me it sounds like a prostitute. Like people do say
Mm.
that girls that are on OnlyFans and naked are also prostitutes. So whatever. I know that people think that. To me, looking and touching is completely different. And I'm like, how come you don't give, like, I see some of the same people, like actresses and shit, that are banging on film or nude or show their titties. Why do they get like a pass? But like, I'm doing that and it's considered prostitution. Whenever in Hollywood, they literally would have probably made me prostitute, like for real, like sleep with people,
Right.
you're not going to work. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I feel like it's actually better
I
and
think Harvey
safer for me
Weinstein
to
has
do it
proven that,
there.
hasn't he? Harvey
What's that?
Weinstein
Yeah.
has proven that to be true.
Yes, he
Yeah,
did.
it is. Like I know shit that happens there, and it's
Oh, I lived
no,
there.
they know.
I lived
They
in
know.
Hollywood
It's
for 4
gross.
years.
Yeah,
And
there's a lot that
yeah, it's
yeah,
bad out there.
it's gross.
So then maybe the term is too broad, Michael. Maybe it's too
Yeah.
broad of a term, right? But
Mhm.
I think that well, then is there such a thing as a gateway, right? A lot of people have told me, I don't know this world very well, so I'm telling you, people told me that
Mhm.
stripping is often a gateway to prostitution.
It
That's what
can
I've
be.
heard.
It
Is
usually
that the norm or no?
It's not the normal for most. It's a normal for girls that end up getting drunk all the time and end up on drugs. Then yes, they do. That's always what happens. That's what I mean. It's how you carry yourself and what you want this to do for you. Like if you're just in it to get money and spend it and do drugs and party, then that's probably going to be something that might happen. But if you're just going there working and you're doing it for a purpose, like a lot of the girls I hung out with, they are smart. There's teachers, doctors. Like, I mean, it just really depends on how you carry yourself. And these days, I don't know. I don't know. Girls don't
So
carry
I feel
themselves
almost
like
like
that.
what you're telling me, what I'm getting from this is
Mm,
if you're going into this desperate and you really don't want to do it, you're going to wind up self-medicating with drugs, or alcohol, or both.
a
You're
lot
going
of
to wind up
time.
becoming addicted. And when the addiction sets in, that's actually where you're going to go down the bad road. And that's where you're going to start doing things you don't want to do.
Yeah, a
But
lot
if
of
you're going there
times.
with, I'm sorry, if you're going there with, I need to Patty's point, I got to pay my college debt, right? Like that's what you're doing it for that.
Mhm.
So you're going to go there, strip, make as many tips as you can, pay your college debt, go off, be a teacher, doctor, whatever, like lawyer, whatever.
Yeah.
Then that's the difference is what you're telling me.
Yeah. It just, I mean, or you could go in with that intention, but then it changes because you hang out with shitty people and they're doing that or they're meeting dudes. And I don't know. I just never was into that. And a lot of the girls I hung out with weren't either. Some of them did. But just because they did, I wouldn't. But yeah, it happens. That's what I mean. I've seen it ruin more people than help. So it really depends on like what you're doing and how, like, what are you gonna do while you're in there? Are you gonna waste
Michael,
it and just
let me do a little bit of admin before. Hold your question
Yeah.
to it for a second. A little bit of admin, if I could. Guys, remember, this is being brought to you by my sponsor, theadvocates.org. So if you guys care about this type of show and you like what you're hearing, support my sponsors. Theadvocates.org is the advocates for self-government. Please head on over there. You can take one of their cool quizzes. They have one on identity politics, political correctness. Michael will get mad at you for that one. So you can take that one if you want that survey. You could head over there and take the world's smallest political quiz. Take one of their quizzes or one of their surveys and then share it online so that people can see it and we can have more conversations like that. Theadvocates.org. They are my sponsor. It is free. Please do that if you could. It helps tremendously. And of course, also, if you haven't hit that like button yet, you got to hit it. Or you're saying that you hate us and you don't hate us. So click that like button. Please do that. Right. And lastly, the people who showed up tonight, please support them. Please support Michael by supporting him on Twitter. Follow him on Twitter at MV Consult. And please follow LeeAnn at LeeAnn Star 23. If you're listening to this, Lee is LeeAnn. The numbers 2 and 3.
well,
Great.
only
I'm
follow
sorry,
me
Michael,
if
go
you
ahead.
want to. If not, then don't do it.
Why
Don't want
wouldn't
to.
they want to, LeeAnn? You are giving us gold here. Of course
No,
they
a lot
want
of
to.
messages.
Oh,
Yes.
You have a lot of messages, and I wanted to take a moment. I have to say, LeeAnn, I hope you aren't feeling pressed because I know you got me and Larry,
no,
we're guys, and we're not in the industry, and I'm really curious.
no, not at all.
Okay, because
Not much
And I'm sorry,
offends me, or I don't
we
like.
had
I'm
planned.
like really laid back. I'll talk about anything, and I'll just tell you the truth or what I know about it. And if I don't know, I'll be like, I don't know.
Fair.
So I'm
But guys, to
open
be
to talk about
forward,
anything.
I want the audience to know we had planned to have one more woman on.
Mhm.
Sadly, she couldn't make it. So we weren't trying to beat up LeeAnn. That wasn't our
Right.
goal. Our goal was to have 2 on 2, which would be fair.
Hopefully
That was
she
our
didn't
goal.
come
Yes.
on because of, like me. She probably like seen
No, I
me
think
and
it's
was
me.
like, "Oh, she's right," and
No, I think
her.
it's me.
I don't know.
I'm the most right
knows?
person here, so I think it's.
Well,
And I scare people, so I'm told.
I hope Lindsey will come on next time. That's all.
I don't
But
think
yes,
you're
hopefully she
scary.
will. Yes.
I'm
You're
not.
just like
There we go.
firm in your belief, and that's how you grew up, and that's what you believe, and
That's my
that's just-
experiences. And
yeah.
that's-
So
and that's, but I'm open
I-
to hear, and that's why
But I
I'm
want to
enjoying this.
touch this piece, Mike, if I can.
Go ahead.
I brought it with her, and I want to bring it with you too. I know
Sure.
you're more against the concept. I'm saying vibrant sex work or industry or selling body industry is going to make things better in the long run and allow women to make those choices better, right? And to be able to get out of bad situations better is my point. Go ahead, Mike.
No, but
I had a feeling.
And let me qualify that. Let me qualify that. That would require a different societal view and understanding and appreciation, which we do not have.
Okay.
In the current, if you're in the 1950s, it wouldn't work. And it's not going to work in 2023 for the exact opposite reasons. Again, going back to look at the woke culture, look at the way they have equity, the prioritization of certain types of groups with certain types of actions that change arbitrarily based on a political agenda. That environment will never empower women or people who are gay or straight or trans, male, female, different colors. It doesn't matter. You're always going to be disempowering and, in fact, abusing a large swath of people. And in that environment, you'll never empower women or by encouraging sex work, in my opinion. Now, and you may disagree with that. Women watching this may disagree with that. I am sure the wokeists out there won't agree with that. That doesn't mean Democrats. That doesn't mean liberals necessarily. We're talking about a very specific group of individuals who are very, very loud. But that's the impression they give to me through their actions and their legislation.
So if I hear you right, what you're telling me is the culture is going past what I would say, which would be acceptance. And you're saying because the culture is going past acceptance into almost requirement, right?
Mandate.
Into mandating, right? Going into that level, that's the problem. Is that what you're saying? Or you know what I'll change? Like I'll talk about my kids again for a second. Yeah. Again, my kids have gone through this, right? They've gone through New York City schooling, to be clear. So kids, yes. So
been there,
kids have been through this, and we had the gender issues, and my kids did come home confused. Of course they did. But what I did not do is when my daughters came in confused, I didn't affirm anything. I just accepted whatever they said and let it go. For example, my daughter might come home and go, Dad, I'm worried about X, Y, and Z. I don't know if I like boys or girls, blah, 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 blah. And they were little. So I said, great, go do your homework. That was it. That was the end of the conversation. I didn't say, oh, you must be a boy or whatever. I didn't do any of that stuff. I just went, awesome. Is your homework done? Okay, great. What's for dinner? That's it. I went on. And my kids went through as I think most kids do, they went through all kind of stuff and then came out at the end themselves, whatever them. And I figured they would do that. So my piece is I accept whatever the kids say. All right, fine, whatever. But I don't affirm anything because I'm their father. And if I affirm something for my daughters, they will keep doing it because they want positive attention from their father. So if I affirm something, they will do it. I don't want them to do something because I affirmed it. I'm going to do it because they want to do it. It's right for them.
I don't think parents should be affirming their kids' sexuality when they're 10 years old. I think they should do what you did. Like, oh, okay. Like, oh, I think I'm a boy. And be like, okay, anyways, did you do your homework? Like, don't sit there like, oh, you want to wear a dress? Do you like, it's weird to me. Like, why would you do that? It's a kid. They don't know, because my friend has a daughter in 5th grade, and I made a video about this because her daughter told her that there are kids that are pretending that they're trans because they want to be TikTok and YouTubers.
Yes.
And I'm like, that is so messed up, and these parents are like giving them puberty blockers when they just want to be like TikTokers. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, this is like a disaster.
I wish that wasn't a real thing. In fact, there's a meme that my oldest daughter used to show me from a couple years back, which was, hey, what kind, and I'm gonna misrepresent it, but you'll get the idea because I'm not into the teenage meme thing. So it'll be off, but you'll get it. It is, hey, what type of mental illness can I have that will allow me to have sympathy and use racial slurs? Right? They literally are looking for something so that they can be the person to say the bad thing or to be the thing. And you want to be something. Like if it's not a gender issue, it's a sexuality issue. But it's a sexuality issue, well, then it's a mental illness issue. And you have to have something, or you've got to have an addiction issue. You have to have an issue to be special. We have confused victimhood with being a hero. They're two separate things.
Yeah,
right?
it's weird.
Yeah.
You're a
Why would you
hero
want to
if
be a
you
victim?
have
That
the.
makes you look weak. Like,
Exactly.
what do you mean? It's very
Yes.
odd.
What woman is affirmed, what black person, Spanish, what minority is affirmed and somehow empowered because you are so helpless and useless that the government has to come in and take care of your life because you can't do it for yourself.
Yeah.
I think that is insulting to every
It
woman,
is.
everyone of every minority they want to call out there. That is insulting.
Yeah.
That's
Like, I
my
grew up in the hood around black people, hung out all the time. They don't like, I just don't understand. None of them are like this. They don't want any of that. Like, we knew we were all poor. The government hated us. We took care of each other. Like, we all knew, but they don't walk around like they're not a victim. They know what an ID is. They can take care of themselves. And my friend just like went through all this schooling and she's like getting interviewed, and it broke my heart because she's like, I don't know if they're going to hire me because I'm good or because I'm black. And I'm like, you did all that school and now you have to wonder about that. Like, that's so messed up, man. Like, I was like, they're going to hire you because you're good at your job. Like, will they?
But you
Hopefully.
told, but you
Like,
told her
what the
that
hell,
because you
man?
love her. No.
Like, that's
You
messed
told her
up.
that, LeeAnn. You told her that because you love her. You don't know it to be true.
Yeah,
you were
but
just being good to
I'm
her.
just like, they shouldn't have to
That's a
think that
yes.
at all. Like, what do you mean,
Yes.
dude? That's so weird to
Absolutely.
me that even, like, they can't just get it on their own merit. Like, you have to throw in like color or what, like they can do it. You don't need to baby them, help them. They don't need your savior shit. Like, they're good. It's just
Well,
really
somebody
irritating.
the reason why I brought this up real fast is because I know some people listening and watching are going to think that stuff doesn't really happen, Larry. That's just stories. And I'm telling you, no. I literally lived it in New York City schools with two girls who went to public schools. I went through it, and one just recently graduated. So, like, I'm in it right now. And it is a problem. It is an issue that I see how people struggle. I see my daughter's peer group, right? I see how they react. I see how they do things. I see how some of in certain cases, my daughters have somehow struggled to have friends, struggled to make relationships, struggled to do many things. I've watched it. And if anyone's listening or watching who has kids in school, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is a challenge. Absolutely. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was going to kind of in the same way you're going. I just want to remember there was sexting. It was what, 5-7 years ago? So all the kids were sexting and they were sending out nude pictures of themselves to their boyfriends or girlfriends, anyone and everyone online. And everyone freaked out. And how are we going to stop that? The answer is don't. Just take away the phones, block the phones, and be adults, have parents, stop it where you see it, and go on about your life. And no one's talking about sexting anymore. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It does. We're screaming about e-girls. We're screaming about cam girls. We're screaming about trying to remove all pornography. It's the same thing as if someone had said, let's remove all art because the Statue of David is naked. And we're losing the perspective here. Minimize it. Make it really simple. Let's focus on, I think the question is, okay, what's acceptable? What is morally right? The good and bad. What is the moral balance of, okay, human nature is human nature, sex sells. What can we live with in a society and protect everyone? And if you came to me and said, I have this proposal that isn't what I want, but it's something I can live with. It's going to take care of kids. Women can go and do their thing. They're grown adults. This is targeting and specific to adults where they can live their lives and make choices, informed choices, not the popular thing, not the equity thing, but an informed choice. I'd probably say, you know what? It ain't perfect.
I like LeeAnn's idea. I think LeeAnn's right. I think you shine a brighter light. I think you shine the brightest light possible on it.
I think they need to get Lana Rhoades, someone like she was in it. She was the top girl and she regrets it. She's against it now. Like all the shit she went through. Like, I don't know. They need to like talk to girls like that because that's what they're trying to be. But even she regrets it. Like she wanted to get out of it as soon as she could. And I just don't think it's a good idea for most girls. It's not going to make you happy. It's going to make you more depressed. Like I've had so many friends that died because the industry. It is directly because of the industry, because they got on drugs and they OD'd or they were murdered, and it's just not like for everyone, and they're advertising it like it is, and it's not true because they're not telling them the truth, especially these girls that are on TikTok. First of all, if you have a kid, I don't think you should let them on TikTok. I'm sorry. That shit is poison. If you don't go on there and you let like your 11-year-old, 12-year-old, you are going to regret that. Get it off of their shit now. Because I will just tell you what I seen the other day. Because I made a backup. I just couldn't believe my damn ears. There is a grown woman, okay, breastfeeding a kid that can chew steak. He was at least 6 years old, talking about her OnlyFans while the kid is breastfeeding. I just could not believe it. And I'm like, thousands of people in here. I'm like, are you talking about your OnlyFans? I just could not believe my fucking ears. Sorry, issue. I don't know if you swear on here, but
it's fine. It doesn't matter. You've been swearing all night, LeeAnn. Too late for that. Too late for that one. Too late for that.
Already too late for
yes.
that.
We're too late for that.
So repulsive. I just could not believe it. And there was like three. There was like three just in that span.
So my issue is you're asking me, did I allow my kids to be on TikTok? I did. And my oldest one on her own got off.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. If you're like you seem like the kind of parent where your kids are stable, their heads like in the right place. A lot of kids don't have stable houses. So you get them on there. Oh my God. They're going to make up all kinds of mental illnesses. They're going to say they got Tourette's. They're going to do like, it's insane. And I'm like, you really should not let your kid on that app. It is. But my point being, everything that they're on, I'm on with them. Right? They're on TikTok. So am I. We're watching the same memes. They show me the memes. That's how I know the memes because I'm part of their world, right? When my kids used to play Minecraft, they don't anymore. But when they played Minecraft, I had a Minecraft account. I played with them. When my kids played Roblox, right? My youngest one still does something. My oldest one doesn't play Roblox anymore. But when my youngest one still plays Roblox, I'm on with her. I have a Roblox account. So I play along with them. So I see what's happening. I'm along right with them. I don't stop them. I play with them. But you're right. This is a challenge that I've had to deal with as a father, that I've had to be directly involved in stuff. I don't want to play Roblox, by the way. I'm a 50-something-year-old man. I don't want to play Roblox, but I will, because to your point, I don't want my daughter on there alone. There's a lot of predators on that game.
Yes.
Like, every time I hear about something from a parent, or it's that damn game, and I'm like, oh my God, what is this?
Yes. So yes, and when we played,
like they weasel in everywhere.
We would actually sometimes play to have my wife also play. So myself, my wife, and my daughters would all play Roblox together in the dining room. So now we're all together. It's open. It's there. We can see. They speak about it. I feel like it's the only way to make this kind of thing work. Otherwise, their friends show them the stuff anyway.
They do.
That's my whole worry.
Stuff anyway. Kids always get. You don't want them to smoke cigarettes. They're going to smoke a cigarette. You don't want them to have a drink. I remember drinking in the high school. Well, I won't even get into that story.
But we're old enough, Michael, to remember when the drinking age was 18.
Well, there's that too, and it was still underage, but that's another thing.
Yes.
Suffice to say that we weren't angels and walking down some path of purity when we were kids, but at the same time, my God, look at what's happening now. Let me ask you, LeeAnn, look at this. Well, do you get attacked for being, what are the feminists saying to you? Do the wokeists come to you and attack you? I mean, even right now, I can imagine, and this is just me thinking about it, I can imagine them attacking you because, oh my God, you're feminine. You're a woman. We're calling you she. They're going to hate you. You are dressed, yes, sexily, but still somewhat reserved. It's not like you're going crazy about it. I don't think it's disrespectful at all. I don't think you've gone over the top. It's enticing. Fantastic. and I'm perfectly fine with that. Do you get attacked for these things?
Sometimes it's usually from like really hardcore conservatives that,
Mm.
Only from the right?
probably. What's that?
Only from the right, not from the left?
No, I mean, I don't know. I guess I do kind of get attacked, but I don't care. Like I think it's hilarious when people try to like talk shit and stuff. Like I just think it's hilarious. I don't care. So half the time I don't pay attention or I'll like argue back with them, but I don't get attacked a lot. But even if I did, I wouldn't care. I would like play along with it until it was boring and then I would just stop. But not that I notice anyway. I mean, sometimes, but I just argue with them back and then they usually end up blocking me, or if I ask them to debate me, they won't. They'll ignore me and cancel or just not show. So, I mean, if you're not going to debate but just sit there and talk shit, then you're not really worth talking to anymore because you're just saying dumb shit online. So I don't really care.
There's a great lesson right there for people who may not have noticed it, especially the young people. How do you deal with peer pressure? How do you deal with online pressure? Confront it. Just confront them. Confront them and deal with it and then laugh at them.
Yeah.
And that's it. You don't have to conform. You don't have to change your life.
No, half these people don't even believe what they say. They just come online looking to be mad at something and they don't know me and I don't give a shit. Like if whatever, I don't care. You're not going to affect me. People online aren't going to affect me. I've been through enough dark, bad shit that words online are definitely not going to do anything. Like people send me death threats and stuff. Go ahead. Really? Like, please.
Why?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Whatever. Yes, I'm with you. Let me grab a couple comments if I could. I got a bunch of comments. I'm going to grab a couple if I could. You, LeeAnn, have some fans here. I didn't realize that. Logic Rex says, LeeAnn, with a nice heart. Yes. And then she says, exactly, LeeAnn is smart. Exactly, LeeAnn is smart. For that, though, she's like living awesome trap meme, like cute girl in a bikini. Hey, by the way, your government's robbing you and taxation is theft. That is true.
That's why I do it. It's because, I believe every single thing I say. I'm not just saying it like, no, I believe it. I wouldn't even got involved in politics if I wasn't for, them lying and stuff like that. So, yeah. And then I had to get involved because this is bullshit. And no.
Yep. Yes. So Patty goes on to say, if LeeAnn was doing a cooking show, would anyone care if she did it in a bikini? Maybe for safety issues.
Actually, I do that on my OnlyFans. I bake cookies and stuff. So I do that like on there just for something to do because I like cooking. So
there we go. So yes, already. But that's the
point,
just do
right? I try not to post stuff like that on Twitter anymore just because it is more politic based. So I try not to post like nudity anymore. I just save it for that. And then, if they want to see that, they can, because a lot of people that follow me now, they are conservative and they don't. So I just been trying to kind of filter that onto the OF and then people can get that if they want. So
there we go. Sam says, as a libertarian, I don't want laws or government to be put in place of parents or parenting. The internet's not for kids. Parents need to be strict with monitoring kids' internet use.
I agree.
It's hard, Sam. I mean, it's hard.
It is.
I think Sam's correct, but man, it's hard, right? If you
it's not.
Tell me,
it's not hard. When parents started giving kids at 10 their own cell phones.
Me too. I don't think you should do that.
And there are no blocks on it, and even if they did, they'd probably figure out how to get them off because it's like child-proof bottles. They figure it out, but when you started giving your kid at 10 a cell phone to take with them everywhere and they're in school all day using it for God knows what, you just gave up your parenting. You just gave your parenting over to that device and whatever they can find. So the problem is a lot of parents already gave up their parenting because they didn't think of the consequences of what they just did. They didn't put any safeguards in there. So I disagree with that statement. Like, we can't do anything. Yes, we can. Take away the phones.
Yeah, they'll be mad at you, but
no, take them all away.
It's very challenging when the rest of the world says you're wrong. Yes, and second piece is, it has become the norm, sadly, not for me, but sadly, that we have outsourced our parenting to the state. We've outsourced our education to the state. We've outsourced almost everything to the state. You see it in schools. Again, New York City schools, if I want to go into the school, I have to make an appointment. I can't get my kid. The schools own my kid when they're in school, which is why I had to, at one point, maybe another, I had to homeschool my kid for a year because I wouldn't put him in public school anymore. Then we put her in private school because at least in private school, because I'm paying for it, I can show up if I want to.
Yeah,
because I'm writing him a check.
Yeah.
But public school, literally, it was like, can I please see my kid? No. I mean, literally just no.
Yeah.
Can I see what my kid's
weird.
studying? No. So I think what you're saying, Michael, is correct. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it's double challenging when everyone around you is also outsourcing their parenting, is also outsourcing education. Like your point was very valid. You said these kids are learning about sex, because of pornography, right?
Yeah.
Well, then the answer should be, great. Then why aren't parents talking about sex earlier to their children? But it isn't. The answer is, why don't we have more sex education in school? No, that's the answer. And it's the wrong one. The right answer is, okay, I should now be more open with my children earlier in life because they're going to see more, express more, have conversations about it to where it's not crazy. That's it. And I've been very lucky so far. My girls have not been boy crazy.
Yeah.
I've been very lucky. They have not been boy crazy.
My mom told me everything, and it was better. If I had a question, she would tell me. But I just want to say, if you give your kid a phone, you have to understand that you are opening them up to a lot. It's like a predator highway. Like, you have no idea. They are coming from every angle, posing as kids. Like, they get in there. Like, they will get in there. So I don't know if they understand that or not, but it is like they always have access. Like, so if someone is harassing them, bullying them, or preying on them, they literally have it 24/7 in their hand. Like, they're getting bullied 24/7, like getting come at by every direction. So I don't know if parents look at it that way, but you are doing that. That is what you're doing. Like, I've seen it over and over again. So if they're getting bullied and they're hiding it from you, that means that they are getting it from that phone constantly, like all the time. If someone is preying on them, they are getting it. They're always there for them 24/7, and they'll never escape it, especially bullying. That's why kids are like killing themselves, hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Like, they're constantly, you're always able to mess with them. Like, it's just
more
not
importantly,
a good idea.
They're hating themselves. They're always feeling like they're never good enough, right? They're feeling like they're never good enough because the phone shows them that they're not. The phone shows them that they got to either be like somebody else, think like somebody else, or buy a certain product, or have a certain thing, or think a certain way to be the good or to be right. If you don't do that, then you're not good enough. And wow, for a teenager, that's just devastating.
It is. I talked to this girl, she's 16. Like, she wants to die because she's getting bullied 24/7. It never stops. Even if she deletes her social media, they'll email her, or if she tries to make another one, just to look at art, they find her and just harass the shit out of her. So I've been talking to her like once a week, like, don't worry about it. It's just high school. It'll go away. Like, don't do something stupid. It's not, like, just put the phone down. You don't need social media right now. Like, give it a rest, which a lot more younger kids are actually doing that. They want to do that. They want to get off of social media just because it's not good. They just feel bad about themselves, or they're seeing all these Photoshop pictures, and it's just not fun for them anymore. So I'm like, just
both of my girls have deleted their accounts.
I'm like, make a Pinterest. Go on Pinterest. There's so much art on there.
Oh, my daughter, my oldest daughter loves Pinterest.
I'm telling you.
Pinterest.
There's recipes and art. Just go on Pinterest, man. Just go on there. They don't allow porn. There's nothing on there. So just go on Pinterest.
Let me ask you a question, LeeAnn, from something we started with, which we haven't touched on yet. Larry's run for governor. I ran for Congress in 2014. I ran for a county legislator position in 2020. You want to run for Congress. So there's the political commentator thing coming out here. Let me ask you simplest, most important question. Why do you want to run?
I am sick of them destroying our country. I'm sick of these people being bought off and getting paid. They're cowards. They don't do anything. They just sit back. And if you're bought off that easy where you will let the country get destroyed, like, you don't deserve to be in any sort of office, period. Like, why are you destroying the country that let you get to where you got in the first place? Like, you're destroying it. You're destroying people's lives. Like, it really pisses me off.
Okay. Okay. And then let me follow that up with the next thing. So given that's what you want to do, which I commend. And by the way,
maybe
I recommend.
I'm looking into it. It's really hard. They make it really hard.
Mike's already pushing you into it because he wants to make sure he gets the scoop. He wants the first interview. That's why he's doing that. He's trying to scoop you now. That's what he's doing.
No. I'm encouraging. I encourage everyone who wants to run to run. I also want you to know the reality. It's a pain in the ass. It is a problem. It is not fun, and you're going to have a miserable time. But if you want it, you should do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is why I asked the second question. You're a cam girl. Yeah. And that's going to come up.
Oh, I'll tell them. I'll tell them. I already made videos about this.
Oh, so that's
I will wear an American flag bikini and have tanks in the back of me with my Instagram pictures, and that will be my ad. Like, I don't give a shit because I know what some of these people do in DC. I've seen it. And if my tits are my only problem, well, that's entry level for that world, because these people, some of them are beyond the pale. They are sick. I know the sick shit they do. So they have no room to talk, especially when our VP blew her way to the top like a damn balloon. I don't think so. So I don't think my tits should be a problem. Like,
nope. Good point.
She got you on that one, Mike. She got you on that one.
That's why I say everything. You can ask me anything. I don't hide anything. There's nothing they can hold on me. I will tell you anything you want to know. People will find out anyway. So what the fuck do I care?
You found out about Kamala.
Well, you have a lot of fans here, LeeAnn.
No, there's just no. They have.
Let me grab another comment here, because this person also likes LeeAnn. Joe says, I've been following LeeAnn for quite some time, and I like her online rants about politics. I don't care about her body, but I wonder how many followers of hers are just like me. She's very funny. It's a good question, LeeAnn. Do you think there are people who just, to be forward, I'm just being forward, who just think you're hot and go, wow, LeeAnn's hot, and I just want to see her because she's hot? Yeah. And how many go, I don't care if LeeAnn's hot or not. I like what she has to say.
I mean, I get more
how many
now.
Are like kind of both.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Now it's more of what he said, just because like my videos and stuff. I mean, which is cool. That's like a compliment, but I'm sure it's both. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure it's just both. I just assume it's for the tits. I don't know. I mean, whatever.
Maybe. I mean, yeah,
no,
maybe. I mean, but there's so many online now. I don't think it's like, I mean, they could see it anywhere. So if they don't really want to listen to me, they probably could follow someone else that doesn't say anything. So
valid point.
Or has bigger ones or whatever. Who knows? I don't know.
Okay. Grace brings up the sex trafficking piece. She says sex trafficking is common in countries where prostitution is legal. Making sex work legal is not the answer to ending trafficking.
It's not.
This is what you said, LeeAnn.
It won't end trafficking, because they would rather steal the people and make all profit and not give them anything anyway. So that'll always be a problem. So
we'll be fighting sex trafficking no matter what.
Yeah. It's like the war on drugs. It's never gonna.
So she goes on to say girls are less likely to do porn if they stay out till 21. I happen to know that, Grace. This is why I want that to be the rule. But I don't know how you make that the rule, because I agree. Grace is correct. I knew that.
I do too. I don't think you're at the right.
Keep a woman out.
Yeah.
To 21, you've just lowered the odds they go in there.
Yeah. Even if it was a little after 21, just because like when you're 21, you turn 21, you're drinking and going out and being crazy. Right. So you might want to wait like a couple months or a year, maybe like 22. But I don't know. It'll never happen. But that's why I think we should just tell them the truth and show them the reality of girls that have done it, not like the good parts, like, oh, look, I bought this new house on my OnlyFans. Because that is the exception,
Oh,
not
I
the
see.
rule. That is not do you know how many girls are on OnlyFans? Do you know that they make like nothing? Like that is not, especially if you don't have a following already, I don't even know why you'd want to do it now. There's just so many. It's so oversaturated. I don't know, man. That's why I like throw in other stuff. So I like cook. I have like a conspiracy thing on there. Like I
Got it.
just, cause who cares? There's boobs everywhere. There's sex everywhere. Like it's so not appealing anymore because it's just there all the time in your face. It's not like, taboo, or which it should be kind of taboo with some of the shit that they're having. Like I don't think nudity should be taboo because I feel like it might be a little bit different if people didn't make such a big deal out of it, and then kids wouldn't want to do it and girls wouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna go strip to show my father, like if you were just like, hey, this is the reality. So I don't think nudity is a problem, but the overt sex and banging people and dry humping on stage, like on MTV, like it's weird. It's like so overdone. It's like corny now. It's
So
not
let me go to
hot.
this next piece though. The Terra Wombat says simps can vote too.
Yeah, they can.
And why I bring this up is two things. Does that mean that someone like you or someone like you could move someone into voting for yourself if you run for office? But at the same time, does that mean that there's going to be, next year is going to be an army of hot women trying to get people to vote for Biden or for Trump? I mean, is that going to be a thing maybe?
They already did.
I mean, don't they do that now?
Obama girl. You forgot about Obama girl.
Right, the Obama girl. I forgot about her.
Yeah, I don't forget these things. They already do it.
I don't want to persuade people to vote for someone or not. I'm just telling them like my opinions thrown in with like real things. And, you can make a decision. I mean, you're stupid if you make a decision like you think the Democrats are doing a good job. Obviously, they're not. But those people, I think at this point, you're not changing their mind. They could see all the evidence in the world and they don't care. They're just like in the little tribe and they don't care.
You know what? Logic Rex just made a great comment down there. You may see that, Larry. Even on OnlyFans, one-dimensional personalities get boring. Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think that's something that we're missing in all of this. What makes
There's too much?
LeeAnn, what's making you a success where
I don't think I'm a success, though. I don't make like a ton of money on there. Like it's not
success doesn't mean
superstardom. I just like doing it, and when I don't like it anymore, I'll just quit. Like I said, if I ever like dated someone that didn't want me to do that, then I just wouldn't. It's not a big deal. And I get a lot of women mad at me for that. And I'm like, you're weird, dude. Like I would pick a relationship with a person in real life over taking pictures of myself on the internet. Like, are you serious? Like, this is like the delusion. And I'm like, dude, that's actually sad. And if you would pick that over, and I'm not saying just anyone, like someone just comes in your life and like, hey, you better quit doing that, like an asshole. I'm talking about someone you care about and like they know that you do it, obviously, but if they're just like, would you quit? Sure, why not? Like, who cares? Like, if you're gonna get into a serious thing and they don't like it, then who cares? Like, you'd rather take naked pictures of yourself. I don't know.
Well, see, that's the one-dimensionality, and that makes sense to me. Yeah, you're a human being, not a product. And you're pointing out, be a human being, don't be a product. Maybe that's the answer to it all, is we need to start emphasizing to the teens, to the youth, my concern, at least for my concern, is we target them and say, don't be a product. Don't just conform and be more of a product. Be a person. Yeah. And then people make decisions, and you can make decisions, whatever they are, but don't be a product and just be on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, all these girls that lie to them, though, that's my problem. Like I know why girls lie. I actually made a video about this before. I know why girls lie, how much they make on OnlyFans, because they're not worth what they thought that they were worth. And that's like soul crushing, probably.
Sure.
But the problem is you're lying to these other girls saying how much you make, And then they're going to have that same soul crushing experience. And then you just keep it going because of what? Like your pride, instead of just being honest, because they want you to like use your referral link. Like that is, why would you do that to someone else? Like, I think that happens a lot because they're just not worth what they thought that they were worth. So they feel like shit. But you're going to cause someone else to have that feeling. So why would you keep doing it and lying?
Let me do some admin, guys, if I could. A little bit of admin, if I could. Guys, obviously, if you're watching this on Twitter, please retweet this. It does matter. I know I keep saying it because it does matter. Please click that like button. I know I keep saying it because it does matter. That's why I keep saying it. So please click that like button if you haven't already. And also, please follow these people. They came here. They gave us an hour and a half of their time on a Monday, and I didn't have to. They could be doing something else. They did. So please follow them on Twitter. Please follow, if you would, LeeAnn Star at LeeAnn Star 23 on Twitter, or follow Mike at MV Consult on Twitter. Also, their links are in the description. If you want to check what else they're doing, their link tree and such, their other websites, and also to Michael's podcast, No Soundbites Allowed. Please check that out also. Guys, there's a question I want to wrap this up on, and it is a personal question that Smedley, by the way, those of you may not know, it's Smedley Butler, Marine. So he does, that person does love me and Mike, also Marines. So yes, and the question is, who would you vote for, or who would you prefer to run? I'm assuming that means for the presidential nomination in 2024 is my assumption. Do you have a preferred person that you would rather run? It's fine if it's Biden or Trump, if you guys like either of those two, but it can be anybody. Is there someone who you would prefer to run in 2024? Michael, do you want to go first?
Okay, I can. First, by the way, Larry reminded me, I just added you on Twitter, LeeAnn.
Oh, so, cool.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Good. Yes. I
add people that I enjoy talking to that have something to say. So, nice. And so I did it right now. Who would I vote for at the moment?
Or who would you want to run? Either one. Like if you could pick a person to run, and it's, again, if you think Trump's good or Biden's good, please say them. I'm not trying to limit you. If you think someone else should run, if you think, is there someone who you'd be like, if that person ran, yes.
If I had to have someone, I mean, I would love to have Lincoln back, but that ain't going to be possible. At the moment, I have problems with everyone. I mean, I think Trump's going to get the nomination. I think DeSantis has a lot to say, and I think he's going to make a good try for it, but he won't make it. Biden is a buffoon.
Do you think he's going to get the nomination? Do you think he will?
Biden? No, absolutely not. I'm surprised he's still in. I think it's going to be Pete Buttigieg running for vice president with Kamala Harris running for the presidency because gay and woman and color. And that's the only reasons why they're not qualified. They'll destroy this nation, in my personal opinion.
You think Trump wins, or you think Kamala Harris wins?
Well, are they going to cheat or be fair?
So,
I mean, that's a big problem.
I'm not talking cheating or fairing. I'm saying at the end of the day, who's the president? That's all I'm saying.
If we don't have another absolutely fair and secure election like we have had in certain points in times in our past, I would expect that we would probably see Trump win because he has more fear and respect around the world, and he has a plan. At the moment,
so you're saying
there is
Trump.
No plan.
Okay, LeeAnn, tell me, what do you think?
Wait, do we have to pick between them?
No, not at all. You can pick anybody you want.
I think that James O'Keefe should run for president.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
Go for him.
Okay. I like it, James.
But in reality, I think I would vote for Trump just because he did a good job. Like, yeah, he's pretty brash, but I think that's what's good about him. He just doesn't take their shit, and we need someone that won't. I actually think the Democrats are going to get Michelle Obama. I don't think they're going to. I feel like they're going to do something like that, and she's the only one that could have, like, I don't know. Hopefully not, but I don't know.
I know, but I think your point's a valid one. If the Democrats, in my view, if they pull someone like an Obama, like Michelle Obama, that's the type of thing that can beat Trump, right? A standard person, I don't think can beat Trump, but I think some type of non-standard, like Michelle Obama coming out of nowhere, like like a
Like,
Oprah
I know she
Winfrey,
said
right?
she hates politics
Someone
and won't,
like
but I feel
that.
like they're gonna be like, you have to
She
do it to
doesn't hate
save the
politics.
country.
That woman
Well, no,
has
all I'm saying
almost
is
as a
someone like that, I think, could actually beat Trump. Someone like that, that's
Yeah.
the type of person that could do it.
I don't
That's
know
what I
who
think.
else is a Democrat that could even, like, she's the only one I could think of that they would pull out. Like, I
they
don't
don't have
know. I
anyone.
don't know
They don't
who
have
else.
anyone in the wings. There's nobody who's not absolutely damaged or absolutely ineffective to the degree that they could actually mount a successful run. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
Kamala, because she's already VP and they go for a glass ceiling. Pete Buttigieg, because he's gay. These aren't good reasons for them to run. But that's
I didn't
the
ask for
only thing they
reasons.
got.
I just wanted to know what you thought.
Yeah.
That's all.
No,
Well,
no.
with all
I'm
the
gonna give you-
train shit going on, I think what's his name? Buttcake. He can't really. He's not doing anything about it, so I think his chances might be going down because
Yes,
he's like
it
just
is.
ignoring it, and people are pissed.
right.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
going to
true.
tell you, I want a popular third party person to run, and that's who I'm going to vote for. And I don't
Yeah.
care if Buttigieg wins or Harris wins or if Trump wins. I don't care. I know it sounds bad. People don't like it, but I want a third party to do well. Obviously, I'm libertarian. I'm biased, so I want a libertarian. But if I can't get libertarian, I would take a forward party. I would take an independent. I would take a Constitution Party, whatever. I would take another one because I think a third party's got to break a hole somehow in this to make some kind of change. Make people want to do something. So my personal would be a popular libertarian, someone like Drew Carey, someone like Kurt Russell, someone like that. I would love someone like that to run.
Russell, yeah.
And I would, yes, someone like that to run. Someone who's a popular libertarian to run, who could make some real impact. Look, would I want them to win 100%? But I'm realistic. They're probably not gonna. But if they can make enough impact like Ross Perot did in the 90s and then keep going, and the odds could happen because Republicans have backed out of the debates. They backed out of the commission of presidential debates, which means someone else will have to take that over, which means a third party has a chance. So that's my pick. I want someone like that to run and to be able to do something. So that
everyone should, no matter what, we need 8 out of 10 people voting in every election. Informed voting in every election, 8 out of 10. The world, if you want to see the world change, I'm not telling you who to vote for. Be informed, have a reason, whatever it is, your reason, and get 8 out of 10 people to vote one time in like a presidential election or an off season, and I guarantee you the world will change better, no matter who you pick.
Yes, because people won't be worried about only getting their guy out.
Yeah,
you're totally correct. Yes, absolutely. Let me grab a couple quick comments if I could. Firefox says, LeeAnn was, in my estimation, expressing something that most modern societal norms, that's lost in most societal norms, sacrifice for another for the right reasons. That is a great compliment you just got, LeeAnn.
True.
That is nice. Yes.
Good
and
point.
I don't know, this is E6022 by 123 says Larry is the only choice. Correct. Well done. That is correct.
You should run for president. You should just give it a try.
People
no, not now.
For a while.
No. Maybe not this time. No, thank you. Joseph says, I would definitely vote for Donald Trump for a third time. Oh, there we go. I like that. There we go. So we know that's true. Some people do like that very much. Logic says Gavin Newsom was entertained, but he's entertaining, I think, but he's a clown, and I don't think there's much of a chance. I don't know if he does. Forward, I think it depends if the establishment, to your point, Mike, if the establishment decides to get behind him, I don't think they will because he's a white male. I think you're right, they won't. But if they did, that's how he wins. He'd have to convince the Democratic machine to get behind him. And that's a big ask. It's a big ask.
I hope they do. I hope they do. It'll be just like if they ran with Andrew Cuomo. They will lose, absolutely. Gavin and his record is destructive. It's like kryptonite to freedom. Let him please pick Gavin Newsom. I'd be happy.
Well, we got 3 more people popped up here. The Scientific Libertarian said Jared Polis. He's one of the best Democrats there are. Hands down. When it comes to Democrats, Polis is one of the best ones. No doubt. If I wish all Democrats were like him, we'd have a better Democratic Party. If they were all like him, we'd have a better Democratic Party. That's
the Democrats have changed.
Correct.
Since,
yes. Yes. He's not that. So if we had more like him, better Democratic Party. I completely agree. Smedley wants Tulsi Gabbard. Sam wants Chase Oliver. I like Chase. Chase is running as Libertarian. I saw him just last week. And for those of you who care, I did a presidential forum last Wednesday, Libertarian Presidential Forum. Chase was one of the people there. So if you want to see Chase, it was Chase Oliver, Lars Mapstead, Joshua Rodriguez, and Mike Termott. So for those who want to check it out, please check the YouTube page out. Very good. I enjoyed that tremendously. So, and then Adam goes on to say, Mike Termott. Yep. He also, the other guy I was talking about also. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for giving me so much time tonight. I appreciate it, Michael. Thank you so much, LeeAnn.
I thought it was going to be like on Simcast till like 2 in the morning. I wasn't sure. I was like, oh, no, I'm just here.
Me and Mike are old. We old. We can't do that.
You old. I can.
I'm old too.
I do 5-hour shows all the time.
Oh, I like that. That's good. That's awesome. That's good. So, and everyone else for watching, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it tremendously. I want to say thank you all. I will see you all. Actually, I will see you all probably tomorrow night. I'm doing an open policy show, by the way, tomorrow night. For those of you who are policy geeks, if you're not a policy geek, you probably don't want to watch. But I'm doing an actual policy meeting. I do policy every month. I'm always building up policy. I'm doing it for the first time live online. You will see me walk through policy with my team tomorrow, 9 p.m. So if you can watch that, please go ahead and do that. I will see you all very soon.